Hey guys, I'm Rami,
I'm Monica.
and we are out driving, and we figured we'd jump on here, because, so just to start us out, we're going to talk about what's Christ-like and what's codependency. This is a really big topic, actually, because we ran into this a lot. People,
And we've even been guilty.
We've been guilty of this, and we, because Christianity, like our faith is dependent on serving and laying down your life for Jesus, which is totally legit. It's totally, we've got the example of the Samaritan, Christ laying down his life, pick up your cross and follow me. So let's untangle this mess. I just want to say, first of all, like, we would love to hear your thoughts. Also, we would love to do a question and answer session. So below, I'd like you to put some topics that you're interested in or questions that you have when it comes to the subject of emotional health, relationship, just that kind of subject. So down below, put your questions. Is that funny, Diane?
Mama's silly.
So let's get started here. So first of all, what is codependency?
Codependency has different roles, and I believe it was first discovered through alcohol addicts, right?
Right.
That around addicts, this whole culture was formed that reached the entire family. And there's different roles, and we teach on the roles, like, all inside of our course. We go a lot deeper into codependency inside of our Eden Intensive. But essentially, just to give you the 10,000 foot version, let's look at the caregiver and the addict. Like, the caregiver is the person who's taking care of the addict, taking responsibility for the addict's feelings, and really, like,
taking on burdens that aren't their own.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you're trying to fix someone's problems that you can't fix, and you're actually taking responsibilities for things that you never did.
Yeah.
And this is what's called codependency, and it's not healthy, and it's actually pulling your joy, your energy, your strength, your vibrance.
Yeah, and that's one role. The other role, we're going to focus mostly on that role because that's where we can fall into codependency as Christians mainly. But on the other side with the addict, there's control and manipulation, there's lying, there's gaslighting.
So it's basically the person being taken care of is they will shift blame. They will around them, you'll feel like
you're the problem.
You're always the problem, and if you would just get right, then all of your problems, all of your marital problems, all of your friendship struggles would be solved. And here's the thing is a lot of times we become like, as Christians, we can become like these like all we have are people that we help.
Yeah. Like
even if you're not married, sometimes a lot of Christians have this where, like, they're only helping people. They don't actually have any real friends. Guys, this isn't actually what life is meant to be. Actually, there's different levels of friendship. So as Christians, we need equals. Even Jesus, like, he would debate with the Pharisees, and then he had his close-knit people. So of course no one was perfect like Jesus. No one was as righteous as him, other than the cross, right, covering them. But he had different levels of relationship. I mean, even in his group of people, he had, the close three, the rest who were close friends, but they weren't like in his inner circle. And then then followers, and then so guys, look at your lives. Is this relating with you? Is this something that you see in your life? I just ask you to comment below. We're actually going to put a link to our Eden Intensive down below, because we really believe, like, in our Eden Intensive, we actually talk about this in depth. We want to jump into this in a really helpful way and kind of help you know how to start that journey here.
And ultimately, it causes dysfunction. So you lose boundaries. You lose the ability to say no. It can cause people to feel like self-deprecated. Like God's just like, I'm just serving and serving and serving, and you feel burnt out.
But you feel like it's your duty. And
yeah.
You feel, and you do feel like everything is your problem. And then
and like you have to fix it.
But here's this is an actionable thing here. I'm gonna tell you how to start moving out of codependency. First of all, I just want to say, like, go look up codependency, look at the tendencies of codependency, because it's pretty big. And in my family, we had alcoholics, I believe, on both sides of the family. So I had to learn how to get out of codependency. I am still learning how to get out of codependency. But the first step is being aware that it's a problem and then moving out. So a really important question when you want to get out of codependency is, what is mine to deal with and what is someone else's to deal with? Because then you're not going to be taking responsibility for someone else's problems. The biggest thing is taking responsibility for what is actually yours and knowing the difference. That's the hardest part sometimes for codependent people, because you're used to taking responsibility for other people's problems, and you're trying to fix everything, and it's not working because you don't have control of other people. Codependency in the end is control, even though it looks like the weak person who's serving, who's out of control,
giving their life,
because you're trying to fix another person at the end of the day.
And here's the thing: as a Christian, we have, I think of this verse. I don't know the exact reference, and I'm driving right now, so bear with me. But it was around when Jesus was being crucified, and I believe he was talking to like the Romans or someone in political authority, and he said, I have the authority to lay down my life, and I have the authority to take it up again. And as Christians, that's what, like, there is always choice. There's always choice. You are not forced to do anything. There is, like, you have the authority to say no, and Jesus said no. Jesus had his boundaries. Jesus made decisions, and he chose certain people. He brought certain people into his life. He kept other people a little bit further. But then at the same time, like, he gave, whenever he did minister to someone, he empowered them. Like, they received empowering grace to walk it out on their own. He didn't coddle them. Is that?
Yeah, and he let people make mistakes. And this will change your life if you start asking yourself, what's mine and what's theirs. Stop listening to stop taking on the responsibility for things that aren't yours, because it becomes like insanity. You're like, am I crazy? Why am I messing everything up? You aren't messing up everything up, guys. Like, if you're experiencing this in your marriage or in a friendship,
or even in ministry,
anything, ask yourself, what is my problem? Like, where am I wrong here, and what's not mine to fix? This is gonna move the needle for you. start asking those questions. And then I want to also challenge you to look up the definition of codependency and a list of things that codependent people do, because that'll also start opening your eyes to like what this is and how I'm doing this. And then you're going to start to be healthier when you start saying no when you mean no, and yes when you mean yes. And it's going to feel so healthy and so powerful and be so hard too, because the person that you're codependent with is going to try to bring you back to what because it's a comfortable space.
Make you feel guilty,
but
or your own conscience even. It might feel like you're betraying. You're like, oh, I'm saying no, like.
Well, yeah, you're gonna feel like it's so wrong to do that. You're gonna feel like it's so wrong not to take on the other person's pain or claim their problems. But guess what? You can't do anything about their problems, but you can do something about yours. And you know what? It will help the other person more, because suddenly they have to face their own things, and that will actually move things forward in a way that what you're doing right now can't. Does this make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Is this helpful for you guys? Again, I just want to remind you, put questions below. We would love to do a question and answer episode here soon, or put topics below so that we can know what you guys want to hear. We're gonna also put our link to our course called the Eden Intensive. It's a place where you can be mentored. We help Christians heal their hearts and relationships so they can become so they can thrive in what God's called them to. So if this is interesting to you, reach out to us in our personal messages in Facebook or down below. Say, I'm interested, and then we will talk. We often jump on the phone with people if they're comfortable with that, or we can send you the link where you can just get started. We have different payment plans if that's something you need. But just alone, I'm going to tell you, if you implement what we said today, this is going to really, really help you. So we love you guys. We just pray that you guys have an amazing, amazing day today, that God speaks to you, that there's stuff that shifts today that has been bugging you for years. Anyways, see you later.